Hi everybody, this is a quick demo to show how to use the quizzes menu to set Bebras quizzes for your classes. Here I am logged into the British Test School as a coordinator. At the moment I'm in the Documents section and we can see there's a special UK Bebras quizzes manual available here. I encourage you to download that and have a little read. Here's the quizzes menu. We click on that and we find that I've got no quizzes available at the moment. So I click on New and I can give my quiz a title. This title is for my own benefit. So I'm going to start with a quiz based on a template and I'm going to use the old 2014 Junior Challenge. Having selected that, I can create it. And here's a summary of all the questions. I can preview them and you'll note there's the explanation and answer there. I've got an indication of how difficult the questions are and various domains and things. These are very useful if you're building your own quiz and selecting a question at a time. So I now go to the settings and check those. It's got the title. I can add a start time and date and an end time and date, but if I leave them blank I can use them for any of my classes at any time. The time minutes 40 minutes, that's okay for me. The age category is right, and the score type we've set for 1 mark per question. So this is more like a normal quiz or test that you might use in another circumstance, rather than using the Bebras system with its negative scoring. And the mode is set for quiz. We've got 3 options here: quiz, practice and review. I want to give a quiz to my students. I don't want them to practice, I want to be able to download the results afterwards. Now on to the instructions. Here I'm going to type some instructions for my students. So I'm setting this quiz as a homework, so I'm wanting my students to have completed it before Tuesday. So those are my instructions, and for this panel only you have to press save. Now I can go to the results, and obviously there's nothing ready yet. So I'm happy with how I've set this up, and I can click on the link to have a look at it, and I can enter my name and press continue. Now what happens is we give a PQC, a personal quiz code, which we ask the students to write down. This is in case the computer crashes. They can then log back in again with that code and can carry on where they left off. They can also pick up the results afterwards. So we press start. There's the instructions. There's the quiz code. We recommend that once they've started the quiz, the teacher says, have you written down your quiz access code? If not, write it down now. Time has started. I've given them 40 minutes and here's a question. I click on that answer, move on, and we see that just like in the official quizzes, a flower appears when an answer has been given. I can skip a question and there's nothing there, and I can choose another answer and so on and so forth, and I can go back and answer that question. Once we've finished, the students click finished and they click there to end their participation, or they just let the timer run out just like in the official quiz. Now if you're doing this in class, it's useful if the students click on this button because it frees up the cache in the computer so that another student can log in and the screen is left waiting for them to enter their name. Back in the Bebras administration, I can now go and have a look at the results. I can refresh to find any participants, and there's my entry, and I can grade the quiz. goes through all questions and grades them. And you can do this repeatedly, so you can have a look and see how someone's got on. And then once the deadline's over that you've given, you can regrade it, grade the quiz, and it'll update all the other results and not change the ones that you've already graded. You can select students you want to delete and delete them, so these test users you can delete in your own time. Having done that, we can go back to settings, the time's over that we want, and we can change the mode to review mode. Now in review mode we can show the students the solution and we can show them the relevance to computer science if we wish to. So I'm going to tick both those boxes so you can see what happens. Now if you remember, we wanted them to write down their PQC. This is also shown in the results in case the students forget it. So having put this into review mode, we can now give out the link again, put in our quiz access code as that student, see the results we've got there, and it tells them that one was incorrect, that one was correct, that one was correct, and below it gives the answer, an explanation, and how the task relates to computer science. In ones that they didn't answer or got wrong, we can have another go, and it tells them whether it's correct and so on without changing their actual results. One last thing. Back in results, we can click on download results and get a full spreadsheet of all the students with all the questions they've answered and their totals. That ends this quick demo.